All right, thanks for joining us. We've got a quiet time between teams, and it is not going to be quiet at all tomorrow, Julie.
Not at all.
There's going to be riders coming in more than an hour from about 10 o'clock tonight through midnight tomorrow, and it's going to be crazy busy here. Right now, it's the lull before the storm. We just had our sixth-place 8-person team roll in this morning. Julie is a multi-time Race Across America finisher, Race Across America record holder, and is also a coach and has an all-women's team who is out with some pretty lofty goals this year. How is the event going for Love, Sweat, and Gears, Julie Lyons?
Well, the event is going great. The 4 women are really working hard. The thing that's been challenging for them is they're from North Dakota, which is basically a flat state. They haven't had a lot of chances to train on hills other than inside their basements on a software program. So they've been really surprised how hilly this part of the country is, to be honest.
But they probably loved Kansas and the headwinds, or did they get tailwinds?
They had massive tailwinds, and it was flat, and they were in heaven. They were totally in heaven. That was their specialty.
I thought heaven was an Iowa baseball field.
I know. If you build it, they will come.
Okay, that's right. So tell us about the backgrounds of the women racers on Love, Sweat, and Gears. You've got some really talented athletes.
We do have talented athletes. All 4 of them are Ironman champions, actually. One of them has been to Kona, which is the championship for Ironman. And this has been an education for them, though, because I come from a triathlon background also. And when suddenly you start concentrating on riding only your bike, oh, here we go. They let go of the swimming and running a little bit. It's amazing. They've been amazed at how much they've learned about cycling. I mean, there's more to it than just sitting on it and pedaling away, you know?
Well, and I never want to come across like a jerk, which means I do. But to have some of them on saying, well, I'm not too worried about RAAM because I've done an Ironman. I'm just like...
Yeah. That's yes. We worked through that in a very gentle, very supportive, very mentoring way, and where I had to say several times, this is not Ironman. This is different. The training is different. The way you ride is different. The timing of when you use one bike over another is different. It's a challenge in a totally different way, and they really liked the training, but it was totally different than what they're used to. So. And
that's what I've heard was that you really gave some valuable training plans. That was part of being on the team. A benefit that they got was you coached them up for this event.
Right, that's true. So I actually coached 5 of them because we had one alternate, and 4 of them all lived in North Dakota. So a lot of times they did their training together, and then the one alternate lived in Washington. So I thought they were really creative because they would Zoom their workouts sometimes. So they'd each be at their own house, but they'd be working out at the same time. And so if somebody got really frustrated, someone else would say, come on, you can do it. And they kind of would compete to see who could last it was really a really fun way to do it.
Julie, you need to learn your teammates a little bit better because she lived in Oregon, not Washington, and I did train with her.
Yeah, Oregon, Washington, I almost said Oregon.
But seriously, I mean, your alternate also very strong, but kind of in a different league than the racers themselves.
Yeah. She was all by herself, and there is a time difference. So I got to hand it to her because someone, and her name is Kim, and we love her, for someone that never knew if she was actually going to get to actually race, she stuck to that training plan like it was her job. And she never gave up, and she encouraged everybody else, and she didn't get to race at the end, which is a good thing because everyone showed up healthy and ready to go. But for her, I call her the believer because she just had such a belief in the team and a belief in herself, and she was just fabulous to work with.
I did check in with her on Zoom yesterday, which we posted up, and we're going to do that after our chat as well. But she is loving being on the crew, and it's very genuine. She's enjoying helping out the team and learning the logistics and everything that's involved in being a crew member, which I think that would be so difficult as an alternate to be trained up and ready to go. And we've had a number of teams who their alternates are riding for them this year.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that's amazing about Kim is she did really want to ride, but she also had never crewed before. And so her sister is a racer, and I think once she started crewing and she realized how valuable crew is to the racers, I think she's feeling really fulfilled. And she's just such a giving person that it's easy for her.
Now, how are they doing mentally? They came in with, I said earlier, lofty goals. They wanted to get the 4 women's 18 to 49 record, and that fell apart. Where did they fall off the pace?
Almost right away. No, I
So
would
going
say,
over Palomar out of it.
No, I would say it started to become a little bit questionable right around Durango. Because
I'm glad the Annapolis Princess agrees with you.
I know, because after they left, there's climbing involved when you go from sea level up to where Durango is. I don't know, is that 8,000, 7,000 feet? And then they had to go over Wolf Creek, which is 11,000 feet. And honestly, I was really, really worried about altitude sickness up there. Because, you're exerting everything you have to go up to 11,000 feet, and then you get really, you get really cloudy and you get really unsure and you're not thinking straight. And I was very nervous about their descent. And they were very smart about the way they did it. And when they shortened up their pulls so they didn't feel quite as spent. And they did a really good job. And I worried about them through the whole state of Colorado, because coming from sea level and doing that state, it's risky.
Now, has there been any letdown for them mentally because they're not on record pace? And are they still motivated to keep going as hard as they can? Are there other teams around them maybe that they're racing against?
Yeah, there's been like 2 or 3 teams that they trade off. They've been trading off a little bit. So that kind of gives them inspiration, and they're seasoned athletes, so they know they need to do their best, and that's what they're trying to do.
So I think we're expecting them early this morning?
It might be around 10 o'clock tonight.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay.
We'll see what Kimberly says. So you're going to be here for their finish? You came out specifically to see them come in?
Yeah, and unless they get on Facebook, they don't know I'm here.
Oh, that's all. Well, then I'm not going to share that with them on Zoom. Hello, little ginger.
So yeah, I'm here as a surprise to them, so we can do our traditional Love, Sweat, and Gears toast when they cross the finish line, and they don't know I'm here, so this will be really fun to see their reaction.
That's fantastic. Julie Lyons, thank you very much for joining us here in Annapolis. I'm sure we will be talking with you again as your team arrives.
Yay! Thanks a lot.